afternoon, Dr. Salah. This is Arij. I'm 23 years old. My question is, how can I stop the internal suffering while the cause is still present? And thank you so much.
If I got the question, Arij, it's how can I stop suffering if the cause is still present? Well, there are many ways of how to deal with what we call, as psychologists, we call them stressors. So if something is stressing, then I have ways to deal with it. Number one, if you can cut that stressor, that would be a very good choice. So for example, if I have a very negative friend and all I see of him is just negativity, blame, bad comments, etc. So I'm not really feeling good with this person. Friendship is to enjoy. Friendship is for joy. It's for benefit. It's for cooperation. So if I'm not seeing any of this. So, well, now lose that person. You still have another 6 billion people existing that you can befriend. So you're not confined to one person. So that's a choice. Okay, so if there is a stressor, for example, I have a very bad job, and now that I have an opportunity to get a better job, then that's a very good choice. It's just go on and cut that stressor and go into something else. So if you have the choice to cut the stressor, then do it. But not all times we can do that. So for example, if the stressor is my father or my mother or my kid, then it becomes difficult. Now with a partner, it's a little bit controversial there. Sometimes you really don't want to cut it because there are good things and bad things. So you're balancing. But if it gets to be too stressful, then again that also needs to be. This relation has to stop. That's why, as humans, we came with the issue of marriage, and we came at the same time with the issue of divorce. Because that's a solution. We came with the issue of being partners and then dispartnering. So it's just that's a choice that we put as humans because we know sometimes it's impossible. So then, but I don't know if you could do that with a kid. That becomes or for example, a person that has a disability. Then you can't say, well, I get rid of the disability. If you can, please do. But what if you can't? Then comes the other choice, which is to adapt to the situation as best as possible. So there could be a person who is disabled but genius, disabled but so benefitable. Many of the disabled people out there in the world, they are so beneficial. They are more than what we call, between quotes, normal people. So Stephen Hawking today is a great person, and he's almost completely disabled, almost completely paralyzed. But that's a great mentality out there in the world. Milton Erickson is a person that we attribute a lot of the hypnosis and the Ericksonian language that we use, etc., to him, and he was a disabled person, etc. So you can adapt. So if there is a situation there, so adapting means that I don't get stressed anymore. Okay, the stressor is there, but I'm not reacting to the stressor. So whenever they're using a negative language or using a negative energy, I do not react towards that energy. I actually let it go. So it comes from this ear and it goes from that ear. It's a technique. So you use it. So if you can cut the stressor, do that. If you cannot, then adapt beautifully, okay, and do it in the best way possible. Thank you.